joining us today. As above, so below. We are talking about Mars energy. We want to say salutations to my madrina, to my padrino, and to my oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Ajay. I am here as a individual that practices the ATR. I've been practicing magic since I was a child. I am 51 years of age. I want to say, if this is your first time in my life, I want to say that my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted, and I mean deeply rooted, in the African traditions, the black arts. I want to say to each and every one of you guys, salutations for being here with us. I know that I'm coming on here a little earlier, but I want to be able to have time to be able to talk and discuss some things that are very urgent to the growth and the development of melanated people that are practicing these ATRs, especially those that are in the church. Those that are practicing in the church and those that have left the church but still got church influence but practice the ATR. This is very important to your spiritual growth and your development. And I want to say to many of you guys, I want to say that I do appreciate the level of support to each and every one of you guys that understand the necessity of having certain type of leaderships. And I'm going to be touching on some things that are going to be very personal, not only to myself, but also to many of you guys, especially if you are part of my graveyard work, you're part of my Patreon, you're part of my tribe. One of the things that I try to do as a leader is always give you knowledge, wisdom, understanding, that you will be able to have an opportunity to not only protect yourself, but heal yourself. And so there's some things that have happened very close to me, and I want to discuss some things to give strength, especially to my baby Scorpio and her family right about now. And I'm going to discuss some stuff, guys, that why leadership is so important, why being an elder in the practice, whether you're in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Christianity, a solitary witch with a coven, it doesn't matter. It is important that we be who we say we are. And we always are responsible for being honest and direct with the people that trust us. Okay? And so I want to say, what's up, my mother Susan in the house, Gemini. Then I got my baby Scorpio. And then I got my Gemini Demetrius. As you guys are being notified, and I'm going to teach this today from a place of power. This is Mars energy. I'm going to teach this in a place of healing and protection for my flock, for my tribe, for anybody that supports Apostle Eli. And I want to also encourage elders, wherever you are on planet Earth, whether you see this or whether you're somebody in your Eli sees this, why it is so important that people like me do right by the tradition, do right by the people that trust us. And why we need to have the experiences as a Sagittarius, Moon in Aries, and rising sign Pisces. Why we need to have this certain levels of experience. So when we're talking to people, we're giving them grounded counsel and advice. Okay? And so what's up there, my Karen O'Brien and my Gemini? I also want to say to each and every one of you guys that are watching, hello to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. I am a Crown Mafirifun Oya. I talked with conversing with my padrino this morning. I took off again today because I wasn't comfortable with my body being on a truck, being hot, and so I gave myself another day. And I talked to the supervisors, and they took care of business for me. And so, I'm 51 years old. I have to be, if I'm gonna be here for y'all, I got to be smart about me. And dealing with what I was dealing with, I'm not having the breathing issues anymore. I'm still having some tingling, but my sinuses are clearing up. I don't see any infections and stuff that's in the mucus, but I am still in the process of draining. And a part of me being here for y'all, I got to be here for myself. What's up, my Ryan, my Libra? So I want to talk about this. This is going to get really personal, and I'm going to tell you why it's essential for me to be a child of Oya, a child of Babalu Aye, and when we are dealing with aspects of life, okay? And I'm pretty sure that my baby Scorpio don't mind me sharing certain things, but this is why a lot of times things are going on where I don't tell you guys certain things, and this is what I love about my tribe. This is what I love about Mesa Mario. Minister Mario, no matter how he felt about a person or a place or a thing, he always supported me because he never knew why I was doing what I was doing or who I was doing it for and the reasoning behind it. But when you are obedient and you believe in your leadership or you believe in your elders, you help make a lot of these hard jobs easier, because you never know why that leader is doing what they're doing or guiding people in a certain direction until later on. And so I want to talk from a perspective today on this Mars energy. And I want every one of y'all that really believe in this platform to really hit that like button, hit the share, support this platform. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to discuss something today. My subject is why as melanin people, we have to stop eating our own. As melanated, as black people, I don't care if you're Jamaican, I don't care if you're Caribbean, I don't care if you're an American, black, you are African descent. We as a people have to stop eating our own people. And this is why I'm making a big point. I told you guys from the pre-death, I know I came out of a very economical, empowering family. And I want to tell y'all something. I'm going to teach you why I say the things that I say. Because sometimes as a leader, as a parent, you can say things, but people don't always have the understanding of why you're saying it. So I'm going to break this stuff down. What's up, Tattoo? Sagittarius, they go my Natasha Foster, my Aquarius from North Carolina. Aphrodisiac in the house, all hard-ons are here. And so I don't want to just say certain things. I want you to explain. I was talking to Mother Susan today. She's down here helping me get my house together. And I was explaining, teaching her some stuff today of why she's important in a position. Mother Susan is a Gemini, and she always wants to be in a financial position to help me, but she's not. She's on a fixed income. But the role that she plays in my life is so essential. And when I lost Mr. Mario, a lot of people don't realize what Mr. Mario role he played in my life and why I was able to be so fantastic out here on social media, because he was handling so much of other stuff that I could trust him with my children, my mama, my sister, my nieces, my nephew. Like, that is not because I'm so great and wonderful. And I was trying to explain to her, you can't put loyalty into people. You can't put commitment into people. Either they got it or they don't. Mr. Mario could be upset with me and he was still going to support me. Mr. Mario could not see eye to eye with me in certain things. He was still going to support me. My support to him supersedes his death. And I'm going to explain something to them. We, as melanated people, have been taught a very vicious cycle against ourselves. And we do not have a problem of eating our own young. And what I'm going to be talking about today, I want to first talk about a situation that happened. I grew up in a big family, and they had all kind of dogs. Rottweiler, German Shepherd, Pit Nose, Dobermans. And that's why I don't even know how. I ended up with Shango because Minister Mario liked dogs. So that's the only reason why Shango in him. But I ain't going to mistreat him because I'm not per se a dog lover. Now, listen. So we had this one Doberman. When I say we, because at times I had to go out there and attend, even though it wasn't my dog. This is when you family for real. I ain't never purchased the Rottweilers. We had like 6 Rottweilers. It wasn't my dog, but if those Rottweilers got loose, we had to go get them. Y'all need to know what family is. You got to understand what I mean by a tribe. Did I see that Ryan? There go my Ryan. Okay, my Libra. If you're going to be a part of this, we're going to be family. So even if it's not your house, your land, not your situation, we come together and we use what God has given us to make it easier for our brothers and our sisters. Or in my case, my God children, my spiritual children, and my flock. And we had this Doberman. Now, I'm going to read something to you first so I can explain. A Doberman, picture me, by nature is an energetic, alert, and loyal animal. This is an animal. And because of the type of owner this Doberman had, he was always making these dogs. He always got aggressive dogs And he always wanted to make them very vicious. This particular uncle of mine. Now, these dogs can do well in an active household or environment, but and they will utilize their intelligence to be loyal, to be energetic, and to be alert. Then it says that they can be destructive if left alone for long periods of time. Now, what I want you to understand, whoever sits in control or influence over certain people, when they already have certain tendencies or innate qualities about themselves, that the person that influences that dog allows that dog to develop in certain aggressions when it's already natural to that dog. So every time it was a female Doberman, every time that this dog had pups, we could not get in there to get those puppies from that dog. The owner of the dog, because I ain't gonna call his name, it's my family member, my uncle, my biological family member. That dog was so mean, we could not get in there. But every time she had puppies, she ate every last one of them. She killed every puppy she had. And her instinct as a mother was to protect them, but her also instinct as a killer was to kill them. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying today. She had the instinct to protect her pups, but she had an innate training that she got from her owner, that she killed them same puppies, that it was instinctive for her to protect. And she would not allow any of us. Remember, these dogs are naturally loyal, naturally alert, smart, naturally energetic. But because of her training, every time she birthed pups, she would kill them. But she would not allow any of us in that space with her young. I'm going somewhere with this. In 2 Samuel, the 9th chapter, I'm going to read 1 through 7. And forgive me, Father, because if I mispronounce your names, I'm definitely going to mispronounce something, but I'm going to do my best, but I will get to the point. If you are melanated, if you practice the ATRs, if you're a part of this, please give me a second. Even if you can't stay long, go back over this video. We need you. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. 2 Samuel, the 9th chapter, 1 through 7. It says, and David said, Is there yet any that is left in the house of Saul, that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake? And there was of the house of Saul a servant whose name was Ziba, and when he called him unto David, the king said unto him, Art thou Ziba? And he said, Thy servant is he. And the king said, Is there not yet any of the house of Saul, that I may show the kindness of God unto him? And Ziba said unto the king, Jonathan has yet a son, which is lame on him and on his feet. He was lame. Why this is important, y'all? David was going to show kindness, the kindness of God, to Jonathan's son out of the house of Saul. Remember, Saul tried to kill, unalive David. But Jonathan, the son of David, not only warned David of the plots of his father, but he also was love to David, and Jonathan's soul were knitted together. Listen to me. The kindness that was about to be displayed to Jonathan's son was not about Jonathan's son. I'm going to use this example. so you will understand where I'm coming from. The reason why a lot of times you get blessed is because of the connection. So I'm going to use this example of Sister Monique. Sister Monique sought me out first. And I met Mother Susan through Sister Monique. I am more loyal to Sister Monique because that is the way I got my relationship. But I trust Mother Susan more than I trust Sister Monique. I'm going to say this again. Mother Susan would have never gotten the opportunity to meet me and engage in me and become the mother of my ministry if it wasn't for Sister Monique, her daughter. You got to know how you got your blessing. This is why when we practice the black arts and we practice true African tradition, even though I am going to help Natasha's daughter, but my loyalty is going to be to Natasha, my Aquarius, because she the one to develop the relationship. The reason why when I read down in this passage, this is what I want to tell my baby Scorpio. Baby, things going to get a lot better because you got a skilled vessel in your corner. You started this relationship years ago with me. And now you're family. I met your mother. I talked to your mother. But my loyalty is going to be to my baby Scorpio. And yes, I'm going to intercede in the behalf of her loved ones, which is her sister and her sister's child. And I'm going to do things because of how my baby Scorpio treated me, how she supported me, how she showed respect to me. Y'all, when you get out here in these streets and you build relationship, they not only benefit you, they benefit your household, and they benefit for people that will soon thereafter become a part of what is going on. So let me go on. Verse 4. And the king said unto him, where is he? And Ziba said unto the king, behold, he is in the house of Machir, the son of Amler. These names that got me. Verse 4 said, and then the King David said, fetch him out of the house of Machir. Verse 6 said, and now when I'm gonna try this, Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul. This is why we do ancestry veneration. What's up, Linda Green? This is why all this stuff is important. When I go to the cemetery, I announce I am the son of such and such. When I go to my dad's grave, I am the son, I'm the grandson of blah, 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 blah. Or why all this conjuring is important, because just because you standing in front of your granddaddy might have died before he saw you. And if he did see you, he don't know you like that. Your dad. So therefore, I enunciate who I am and where I fall in the lineage. And how we associate it. I need y'all to hear me today. You need to know how you got in. If you are part of this tribe and you are the first initiate of being a part of this program, I'm always going to be loyal to you because you are the door. I don't care who else I meet through you. You are the platform. You are the bridge. While they are experiencing what they experience, I need y'all to understand this. Okay. So here is Mephibosheth. And so it says, was come to David, and he fell on his face and did reverence. And David said unto Mephibosheth, and he answered, behold, thy servant. This is what got me. Here's what I'm trying to show y'all something. It said, and David said unto him, fear not, for I will show thee I will show thee kindness for Jonathan thy father's sake. Some of y'all don't understand certain miracles fit to happen in your family life for your sake. That's what I want my baby Scorpio to understand. All that you were building with me way back then led up to these moments that for your sake, I'm going to intervene. I need y'all to understand, it is important for us to understand that if we don't pay homage to our ancestors, our egum. And we don't understand it, and we get out here eating our own young, our own cousins, our own mothers, our own fathers, our own this, because we don't see. We don't have to see eye to eye. But training has made us killers. The last person that your sister want to hear, that want to see her downfall, is her sister or her brother. We got to get in here and have somebody out here that understands responsibility. Okay? Now it goes on to say, and I will restore thee all the land of Saul and thy father, and thou shalt eat bread at my table continuously. This is what my oldest son said. He said, he didn't even know what the scripture was. He said, doesn't the Bible say that the righteous seed shall not beg for bread? Come on here, somebody. When you do right by Egum, when you do right by an elder or a leader or a conjurer or a mystic or Ajay or somebody in immense authority and power, a lot of times you get blessings off of the actions. Remember, Saul did not do well by David, but Jonathan did. Somebody in that bloodline could get that thing right. If Jonathan would have kept the same mentality as his father, then guess what? His son would not be receiving restoration. Some of y'all not going to get restoration because of the things that you do towards God's anointing. But then there's other people that this is what promoted this young man that was lame. The actions of his father, not his grandfather, brought him to a place of glory. And David said, because of what your father and how your father treated me, and he did not allow his relationship with his father to undermine the purpose and plan for God in my life. Come on here, somebody. This is why my thing is with Demetrius. When you build a relationship with me and we build a bond together, value that relationship. Because somebody, it could be a child of yours, it could be a cousin of yours, because of you, how you treated me, how you supported me, I make a move. There's some elevations that are going to come through your bloodline because of what you're doing. There's certain people going to have access. This is why I say it is important to have people in positions in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo that are after the heart of God, of the Loa, of the Orisha, of the Egon, etc. Having the wrong people in the position of power, they will eat their own because they want to be the only one. Learning spells, learning incantations, all of that is separate from who has the influence, who has the ability to do right. David was already in position. David could have just been looking out for his own, but he remembered how well and how much of a support that Jonathan was to him. And he asked, see, when people are after the Spirit of God, or people are after the reach of the Lord, they're going to seek out. You never have to tell somebody that got their heart in the right place what to do. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to use my own flock. Mother Susan, even though she's the mother, she's not the originator of the relationship. Monique is. And so no matter what Mother Susan benefits from that relationship, if it wasn't for Sister Monique, her daughter, there would not be a relationship. This is what y'all need to learn. While you learning how to do ebos, while you learning how to do mambos and incantation and learning history, you need to understand the genesis of things and show honor of how you got contacted with Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. And now, because of that relationship, because of, what's up there, my 69 in the house? Because of those relationships, This is why you don't mess up those relationships. This is why you don't allow family members to mess up their relationship. Even though the scripture said mothers will be against daughters and fathers against sons and just family against family. It is your responsibility, sir and ma'am, to protect those relationships. That you will be the vehicle that, like David, after a man after God's own heart, would say, for the sake of Jonathan, I want to bless you. I want to restore you. When I was going through my crowning, when I was going through this with Minister Mario, you were there for me. And for that, I bless you. I restore what the enemy has taken for you. See, black people need to understand responsibility for relationship. Black people need to understand, like that Doman, some of you through 500 years of slavery was taught to bring us down. What I was saying, and I'm still saying today, if it's not P. Diddy, it'll be an Oprah Winfrey, it'll be a Beyonce. The fact that we, because of our training, that self-destructive mentality, our owners, which were our oppressors, taught us to hate one another, not to trust one another, to sit there. This is why it was important, as your husband was being sodomized, as your husband was being whipped, as your husband was being castrated. This is why they wanted the family, his family unit, to watch him. Oh, come on here, somebody. This is why it was important for your slave master to make you watch your father, your husband, crumble. This is why they're doing this is why they did Parade, Bill Cosby, Oprah Winfrey, because they have trained us. All they got to do is throw one of us to us, and we would eat each other alive. Baby, that's not good. It don't matter if you're in Ifa, Christianity. It don't matter if you're in Islam. It don't matter if you're an atheist. The mentality that we have, that we will devour our own. All the white man got to do, all the white woman got to do is throw that dark meat out there, and we will eat each other alive. Baby, we got to reprogram. We need reprogramming. This young lady, I was able to guide her because I'm a child of Oya. I'm rocking my fetish from Obatala because I was birthed through Obatala in all of my religions. Timlatira and Palo synchronizes as Obatala. In Ocha, I was birthed through Obatala. So, even in Voodoo, it's the same thing with me. I know how I got in, even though Oya sits on my head. I'm going to say this again. I know who birthed me, even though Oya sits on my head. Even though Babalu Aye sits on my head. But I was birthed through Obatala. So I always have to pay homage to Obatala. Not only because Obatala is the father of the religion, the creator of all man, but because that's where I got my power from. That's why I got my energy. This is why you hear me say about, and remember, Obatala is actually female and male, androgynous. The same thing I tell you guys, my power comes from a woman. My feti from Oya Yanza, Centea Impala. When you respect these lines, yeah, we are our own worst enemies for sure. But we've been trained to be like that. Just like we've been trained, we have to be untrained. You got to know where that energy is coming from. You got to know where that mentality is coming from. This is why they're able to put a Candace Owens out there. Because those are the type of black people that are like in the movie Django. That's Steven. These people have been trained to hate niggas worse than white folks. These are black people that have no problem whatsoever any day of the week of eating our own. And so I utilized the illustration about the Doberman because of the owner. What's up there, my jelly sweets? Whoever trained you is why you have the mentality you have. I don't care if it's an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi. This is why my channel is black funded. Because we need to care about these issues. And sweetheart, you're not going to see a change until we start retraining our generation, our mothers, our fathers, about what is important and what has happened to them and why they see it like that. David was a man after God's own heart. It did not bother David to restore to the son of Jonathan the wealth of not only his father, but the wealth of his grandfather. Is anybody hearing me? The reason why white people have a problem giving us recreation is because they don't feel like we deserve the inheritance of our fathers and our grandfathers, our mothers and our grandmothers. Are you hearing me? You cannot expect your slave owner to want to give you back because they're not after God's own heart. Those people ain't a bit more after the concepts of the divine mother and father as a man and on the moon. This is why they will pay everybody but you. They will promote everybody but you. And if you ain't tap dancing to their tune and making them feel comfortable, they're not interested. I am not out here on this platform, sir and ma'am, to patronize white people. I am here as a beacon of light, as an educational tool for melanated men and women to understand why we are where we are and why we, sir and ma'am, out of all the white people on your job, it's the black ones that really want to see you fall. They had a problem when you got promoted in the beginning. They had a problem that you had certain privileges on that job in the beginning. The black one. But that was taught. And their ancestors were taught that. And so therefore when they're venerating their ancestors, that same mentality is still there. This is why we teach you guys and try to teach you guys about elevating your ancestors. Because if they were bootlickers, if they were like Stephen on that movie, The Django, they're going to bring more harm than help. Are you understanding? I do real magic. I do real conjure. So my baby Scorpio lost her nephew this morning. And we're going to come together as a tribe. But let me tell you something. Being a leader and being a support to people you love, and one of the things that she wanted me to tell her that he was going to be all right. And I could not tell her that. What I could tell her, I said, listen, I'm always be honest with you. I said, there's some things that I can do for him, but he's in a bad, I said, it's there. But there, I'm never going to tell you what God can't do. I said, but his mom is going to have to step in. And I said, she don't have the money to do what I really need to do for him. Because I have to put myself, because I have to put my life out there for him. You're not in a place, she's not in a place, I am. But I have to have certain things. And a lot of times, this is what I tell you guys about getting your money right and getting in position. Because sometimes the remedy can be available, but you don't have the resource. This is why when you guys chip in and help here and there, a lot of times you help me to afford to help other people. They just ain't got it. They need it. They just ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain things that I have to do in order to protect my life, especially when I'm dealing with those life and death situations. What I do is very hazardous work. As a child of Oya, a child of Yanza, as a child of Centella, I deal with life and death. Just like a woman can lose her life in birth, when I'm doing certain sermon, I can lose my life. That's what I was doing with Minister Mario. I was putting my life on the line. When you have real people out here as conjurers, mystic ajays and stuff, and they are really after the heart of that religion or after that tradition, they put themselves in a situation. There's no amount of money you can pay me for my life. That's why I tell people all the time, do not degrade me and make this about money. But I need to do what I need to do to protect myself. Because I have other loved ones and other responsibilities I have to take care of too. So I told her, I said, listen, to give you some peace, I said, if it ain't gonna hurt you, this is what you do as an auntie. Did y'all hear me? And then she said, I'm gonna talk to my sister. So his mom did certain things. And I'm still working. She texted me, she told me what's going on. I want y'all to understand something. I take our relationship very seriously. I take our commitment to each other very seriously. I don't know how you have interacted with any other Tata, Mambo, Hugon, or Pastor or Apostle. But I value relationship. And I use the example because me and Natasha talk. So I'm going to use this example too. She comes first. Not her daughter. Not her family. Because she's the one that has built that relationship. I'm always going to be loyal to Natasha first. And that's even to the place where if Natasha decided to go on vacation for 6 months and I ain't heard for 6 months, that is never going to change. Jonathan did not have to be alive. King Saul did not have to be alive for David to do right by Jonathan's son. When you really have it for somebody, death does not stop your commitment. Just like my egoons, my ancestors are still moving for me even though they have passed on, the same is true vice versa. This is why Minister Mario could have left this world in January or June 21st, 2023, and I am still loyal to his daughter. She's not being blessed because she did anything for me. She's not being blessed because she sacrificed anything for me. She's being blessed because I am honoring the relationship and the loyalty of her father, even in death. A lot of y'all, you not loyal and the person ain't even dead. You're not. Let me tell you something. Sister Truronda's not on here right now. Her sister left my church twice. And her husband was cheating on her. And the woman that he was cheating on her, he eventually married her. And they stopped coming to my church, stopped giving and all that. And that woman saw me one day and she wanted me to do work for her. She was like, oh, I seen you on TV and this and that. She was talking to me like that. Even with her sister not coming to my church no more, even with her sister not giving to my church anymore, I still was loyal to her sister. Even though they was out there talking about me, I still was loyal. I would not, for money's sake or financial sake, betray that connection. Y'all not loyal because you not in these practices for what God purposed. You in here trying to get notoriety. You out here trying to get money and all these other things. When somebody die, it shows everybody that's left behind who they really are. The reason why what my uncle/cousin did to me hurt me is because everything that I did for you was because of how grandma, your mother, treated me. I'm going to say that again. The protection you got, the things I did for you, you didn't earn none of that. When you were going through, I was out there fighting for you. My mother was out there fighting for you. But when you got blessed and you got what you got, you make it about you. But a lot of things you got and people did for you had nothing to do with. Y'all need to understand there are certain blessings that are going to fall on your life and got absolutely, positively nothing to do with your existence. It is because somebody else sowed a seed to somebody else that they are honoring, even in the death, even in the passing of that individual, whether it's bloodline or not. Because when you commit it, death does not break your commitment. A lot of you don't understand what it is to be a man or woman after the heart of the divine. And so therefore, all of this word about, oh, can Keish uncle, Keish daddy come to me to get... No, it ain't gonna never work. I don't care if you offer me $1 million, I ain't gonna take it. Keish and our relationship is how I met you. So because of Jonathan's relationship with David, now Jonathan's son not only is restored the land of his father, but his grandfather. That's how deep this run, y'all. This is why when you serious about conjuring, when you serious talking about you trying to learn real magic, why you don't mess up relationships with your tatas, your mambos, your hugans. And if that man or woman is really about this religion and really about the tradition of the religion, this is why when I went to my grandmother about my mother, which is her daughter, I went to the spirit world because my mom was being my mom. My grandmother told me, that's still my daughter. The reason why my mom can't block me is because I was blessed by her mother. I didn't step over my mother's head. My grandmother blessed me, and that's why I have certain things. It didn't come through my mother. It came through my grandmother, which is her mother. That's why my mom's certain things she do don't work against me, because I got those blessings from her mother. Chain of command is always, I don't care if you got more knowledge, education, you still cannot jump over the head. That's why my mom said to the day, I'm your mammy, you ain't mine. My response is, but your mammy put me in power. You can't, I can't override you, but she can. That's why I'm a matriarch. But I also give homage to my mother, and I also give homage to my grandmother. Same thing on my father's side. Y'all need, if you gonna learn real spirituality, you got to understand why that matters and why your honor, you venerating your essence. You think you're gonna move past in Ocha, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, any of this, and disregard your ancestors? It's not gonna work, baby. I don't care if you don't ever get along with your mama. I don't care if you don't ever get along with your dad. You got to pay homage. And when you build relationship or relationships are created, you need to respect those. People should have safety in my growth and my ability that I'm not going to hurt Mother Susan because Sister Monique, I can outgive her. I'm going to say this again. Mother Susan dwells in safety because if her daughter gets upset with her, I'm not going to betray Mother Susan because of a dollar bill. But I'm still loyal to Monique because Monique created the relationship. You can't get around that. I don't care if you mama, daddy, brother, sister, cousin. There are certain things that my children benefit and my family benefit because of who I am. I am the reason why you are looked at the way you did. Just like my grandmother was the reason why people looked at me the way they did. Even my aunts too. I know that's right, Tattoo. Melanin people, without retraining, I want you to know what you're investing in. I want you to know what you're supporting. Tronda is in my church because of I'm a gene. But her mother was the first person to come to the church. So my loyalty is to her mother. Even though I trust Tronda more than I trust her mama. Some of y'all get stuff confused. I understand how that energy came into being. Learn certain, man, if you're going to be out here talking about practicing Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, it is all ancestor based. And if somebody don't have it for you and they don't see you as family, they're not going to give you the proper knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that is necessary for your well-being. Huh? Karen O'Brien, that's my Gemini. Karen O'Brien's daughter and family gonna benefit through Karen O'Brien. Her daughter can't come to me, well, you know, my mama been doing this. No. We're gonna start with your mama first. Because I wouldn't know you if it weren't for your mama. That's in front of Karen O'Brien's face, and that's behind her back. That's my responsibility. It was David's responsibility to seek out, was there anybody left from the house of Saul and the house of Jonathan? When somebody real about this practice, you don't have to ask a man or woman of God that is about their protector, whether it's Loa and Kisi and Pungo or Egun, it don't even matter. When they true to this practice. But when they're about themselves, they ain't finna ask no question. Y'all need to understand why I'm so valuable. I don't want to be because my family are very mean out and of loyalty to my grandmother and give me in all honesty. I know that's right, Tattoo. If you don't understand why I do what I do, I have to explain it. You have to understand my mindset. Because a lot of things I don't do is because I be respecting certain bridges that brought me across. So when my uncle / cousin did what he did, I just blocked him. I didn't say, I ain't do no spell, I ain't pray no prayer, none of that. You know why? Because if it wasn't for his mama, I wouldn't be where I am. But I ain't got to fool with you either. You cannot like what your loved ones are doing or how they doing, but you need to still be auntie. You still need to be uncle. You need to still be grandma. You still need to be granddaddy. I don't stop eating your own. I don't care how many men out in the street call your daughter a whore. You don't call your daughter a whore. Let me tell y'all something. I'm the eldest with my sister. I'm give y'all understanding. I'm the eldest on my mom's side, but I'm not the eldest on my dad's side. Right? So, I went to my sister. My sister didn't come to me. Because of all the stuff that was going on in my family. And I said, listen, me and you ain't gonna never argue over no property. I said, this stuff are you seeing going on there? Me and you, because I'm your older brother. I'm never gonna come against you. I'm never gonna fight you. If mama decide to do X, Y, Z, whether I like it or not, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna fight you because of my mama's decision. Y'all hear what I said? I'm the oldest, so I'm coming to you. Me and you not gonna do this. Me and my sister don't talk every day. Me and my sister, but I have a relationship with my sister, and I was telling Mother Susan, and this is what I'm telling y'all about family. Me and my mom have always clashed. I've always ranked at my grandmother when it came to me and my mom, even as a kid. But let me tell y'all something about being an auntie. This is what I want my baby Scorpio to understand. And my sister has always been a sister to me. Except for that time I called and tried to talk to my mama, and she gonna tell me I am your mammy. So I said, if you my mammy, then I need $900. She said, Mama, your son wants you. I knew you knew better. But my sister, when me and my mom are clashing, my sister has never taken me and my mom's differences and played on that. I don't care if you talking about your natural family. I don't care if you talking about your spiritual family. If you know your padrino is upset with his goddaughter or godson, you don't play on that. If you know that your mother or your father is upset with your brother or sister, you don't play on that. My sister always tried to get me to see my mom's position and my mom to see my position. She always was a good communicator with me and my mom. That's why me and my mom are as come as far. It ain't really because of me. It ain't really because of my mother. It's because of my sister. And my sister has always held that position of listening to my mom and then communicating me, because she's Gemini, and then listening to me and communicating. And then she would always be fair. And she's never took that as an advantage to weaponize that relationship against me. Because sometimes when you know mama or daddy mad with your brother or sister, you weaponize that. And people do that also in these religions. Right now, on my dad's side, I have a cousin. And I didn't understand this, and this came to my conclusion today. I have a cousin on my dad's side that my dad even though that was his niece, he treated her more like a sister than a niece. My cousin would cuss my daddy. I mean, they act like they were siblings instead of uncle and niece. He's just had that for her. That was his brother's daughter. He's always had that for my dad mean, and my dad will whoop you behind. But he never did that with her. And I didn't realize to the day, it's like, I have my dad's kids, which are my brothers and sisters. I have always felt comfortable going to my cousin, even though I got biological sisters. But if something was going on my dad's side, I would always go to my cousin. And I didn't realize until today that the reason why I feel that way is because of the relationship my father had with his niece was more brother and sister than uncle and nephew. You can create different types of dynamics in your natural family just like you can do your spiritual family. And which made me, as the son of my father, which is actually her biological uncle, but treated her like a daughter. I mean, like a sister, and other than a niece. And so therefore, by me being his genetics, I naturally gravitated to my cousin / auntie because of the relationship she had with my father, because I'm his seed. A lot of y'all don't understand the dynamics of relationships or contracts that were created in bloodline, and it altered. That's why I have a biological cousin on my mom's side, which is her sister's oldest child. Even though we are biologically first cousins, we are more like brothers than we are first cousins. So the same respect that I would show my older brothers, I show him. And if I got in trouble, honestly, if I wasn't going to my mom's brothers, which are my uncles, I would be going to my cousin / brother. I would not go to my uncle / cousin because I don't have the dynamics with it. So even when he did what he did, it didn't hurt me like that. I would be more hurt if my cousin is a Capricorn. I would be more hurt if he rejected me than my / uncle cousin, just because we never had that dynamics. I need y'all to understand. Know how you built those relationships. Know how you got certain blessings in your life. Knowing how you got honor in certain places. Because sometimes you're going to get blessed, ain't got nothing to do with you. It's how your grandmother handled that man of God or that woman of God. How your tata, your mambo blessed it. Because my children will benefit off of a lot of my labor. This is why one of my sons came to me and he said, Dad, and he's like, I'm not trying to start nothing. He said, but I want to say this to you. He said, I was walking down the road and he called a person's name. And he said, they saw me walking. And he said, they didn't pick me up. He said, and not that I feel like they're obligated because you the one did for them and you've been there for them. He said, as your son, I know for a fact that if the shoe was on the other foot, you wouldn't have did their children like that, like they did me. And he said, that's my problem with these church people. He said, because you do something for their kids or their grandkids or their loved ones. He said, but they don't reciprocate that back to us. And he said, whether she liked me or not, I know for a fact if her son or her daughter was out there walking, you would have picked them up. And he said, that's what my problem is. Because this is what I want. The reason I brought this up is because I can treat you like family, but you're not treating me like family. How I move for you and your loved ones, you're not moving for me and mine. That's what I've always honored and had respect for Minister Mario. Just like I went down there and helped him get his mama house together, he was down there helping me get my mama house together. Just like when his sister was coming to my church, I was buying for her and her kids. Minister Mario done bought for my sister, he done bought for my sister kids. When you see people like family and you got the heart like family, it's always going to be the law of reciprocity. The actions that you take will be coming from an aspect of family. The only reason I stopped Mother Susan, because Mother Susan has been a mother figure to me, but my mother did her job. And I always want everybody, no matter what, I don't care how much me and my mama don't see eye to eye. My mama did her job by me. And I want everybody to know, I don't care how I treat you, how I love on you, how I support you, you don't come from my mom. I don't care if we die today or tomorrow and we don't never talk. Nobody comes before her. Nobody comes before my father. I don't care how much a father figure you done been to me, and I'm always will love you and respect you that. But Padrino Michael don't come before my father. And I can love each and every one of you. I can be to Keish. My role in Keish, my baby Scorpio life, without causing a problem with her mom, her dad, her brothers and sisters. Because I'm going to respect that. When you got to tell a grown man or woman to respect certain relationships, that's a problem. When you out here expecting these other people to be something to you that your own family has not gotten to be to you, that's a problem, sir and ma'am. And that's what allows us to feel comfortable eating our own, hurting our own. That's why I'm telling you guys about what the young man did, why it was so hurtful. Because my intention was to take him to the next level so he can be protected, so he can do what he do. When you ain't raised to understand your role in people's lives and why it's so essential for you to maintain that. Because I can't make nobody do nothing. It's got to be in you. That's from my Dariuses, that's from my Bows, that's from my Ryans. That's I can't make you be. Either it's in you or it ain't. Either you see me as family or you don't. When I do my spell work for you, that's coming from a place of family. Just like I would sacrifice for my natural family, I sacrifice for my flock because I feel like we are family. But if I tell people all the time, if you don't feel that way, leave me alone. Don't have me in a relationship with you looking at you as you my spiritual daughter or you my spiritual son. And I'm just like I would fight for my natural children, I'm going to fight for you. But you don't see me that way. Don't do that to me. The reason why I don't have no problems, Minister Mario didn't have it like I had it, and he didn't have the resource or spiritual. But I know if I was gone, Minister Mario would be trying to do for my mom, trying to be there for my. Even in his state of sickness, he still would have tried to do that. If you ain't got that, y'all, you ain't got family. You would eat. This is why I was so offended when they were trying to make like Mario was something he was not. Even though I didn't like certain things that his family members did, I always respect the fact that them his loved ones. If you got a Tata, Mumbo, or Hugon that won't respect the fact you can still resolve issues in families and not create problems. I'm telling you, if you really there for your godchildren or your Elay or your coven, you can be and play the role that is significant in their life and their growth. Because I can never take the place of Keish's father or her mom or her family in there. My role is God, Father. And I'm going to do my part in her life. And especially in a time like this, I am going to be a light of healing. And my tribe is going to be a light of healing and support for her. Because she got to see not only her nephew, but she's going to see her sister cry. She's going to see her mama cry. And any of us that have been through that, that's very hard. And I don't do good with tears. But I know how to help and I know how to support. And I'm gonna run my role. Learn how to stay in your lane for the health and the well-being of your flock, your Elay, or your spiritual family. And stop ruining or eating our own because you don't see your personal benefit. Stop running around here harming people that you're going to need tomorrow. Don't call me the devil because you might need the devil tomorrow. What's up, my unveiling Ann? What's up, my Pisces? And that would go for unveiling Ann. I'm going to be loyal to unveiling Ann if not her children, not her husband. But I will support because I have to respect how we came together. Who tied the rope? Who made the contract? Who made this initial investment? It's just like I'm the matriarch of my family. I don't care what I got going on. I don't care who in my family. I don't like what they doing, how they doing. When it come down, if they come under attack, I assume the position. Because that's a part of the contract. How you going to be the matriarch? And now, how He-Man going to be He-Man and Gray Skull up on the attack and you ain't fit to defend it? You not going to put your life on the line, but then you don't need to be He-Man. Then you don't need to be She-Ra. And it's just that simple. If God, Divine Mother, Father, give you a position or role to play in people's life, play your role and do it with all your heart and understanding and clarity. When you support my platform, this is what you're pouring into. When you make your sacrifices, this is what you're pouring into. I have a system by which I do magic. I have a system by which I do conjure. And I'm going to always respect my ego. I'm going to always show my Loas, my Inkisi, mad respect. And if you can't show them no respect or no regard, and you feel like what I spend on them too much, then don't work with them. Don't work with me. Because you don't come before them. They come before you. And I would not allow nobody, I don't care who you are, and that's including my children. You're not going to respect the God that done kept me here. I'm not going to allow that. That's where a lot of my power comes in. Because they fight for me. And if I tell them, I say, listen, I want you to go do this for Keisha. I want you to go do this for Natasha. I want you to do this for Darius. They're going to move for me. And therefore, because they move like that for me, I'm not going to let you mistreat them. They're not your slave. They family. They my loved one. I'm going to take care of them. So if you get in a situation, you get in a jam, I'm going to call them to help you. Even though you may not be initiated in voodoo. Even though you might not be initiated into Ifa, voodoo, or conjure, or Apollo, or whatever. But because you family, I'm going to ride for you. But you should feel the same way if our family or one of our tribe members are hurting or going through something. You should come together with the chief apostle Eli and let's make this easier. It's already going to be a hurtful situation. But we can make it easier. We can give them strength. We can give them light. And then I can do certain things for her nephew that they can't do. I can't. And that's all because she decided one day to go on social media and become a part of this family. Now, her mom is for the benefit, her sister for the benefit, and her bloodline. This is why I tell you about y'all graveyard work. You're not doing that for me. You're elevating your ego because I'm going to do right by you. And my husband and kids are going to respect you because there are no other options. I'm Billy and say, oh, they're going to respect you. I want y'all to understand that I'm the way that I am is because my heart is in this. Just like I get great joy when you do well, I also hurt when you don't do well. It take money to do this, but this ain't about money. Never demean my relationship with you. And I'm saying this to my tribe. Don't ever do me like that. That if you talking about something hurt me, something that will make me not fool with you. If you try to minimize our relationship on some dead presidents, that right there do something to me. Because money cannot give you what I can give you. My grandma used to always say, money, respect will take you where money can't go. Yes, it take money and it take finance to do what we do out here in these spiritual streets. But don't you ever, as somebody that got a relationship with me, devalue our relationship behind a dollar bill. Because then me and you going to have some problems. And I'm just being honest. If you feel like our relationship is based on economics, don't fool with me. If you can't be who you are and come into this tribe and we can't love you for who you are, then you don't need to be here. It's plenty of other dysfunctional people out here. Go over there and deal with them. Yep, strengthening the bloodline, Chief. And I talked about that the other night. Yep. You ain't got let me tell you something. If you give me $2,000, if you give me $5,000, if you give me $9,000, or you in there, you give me $50. And I would prefer the 9 and the 10 and 11. Prefer. But that ain't gonna make me treat you any kind of way, even though this is a costly practice. Because if you get in a situation and you're back up against the wall, they're going to think you paid me $20,000 the way I'm going to work. Because we family. And y'all need to respect that. And we got to stop eating one another. And what I'm saying today, I have a history of people could tell you I'm that way. I had a young man that when he was a professional football player, he used to send tithes like $35K to me every time he got paid. And he got down sick, whatever, and me and the family had not been around. I still sent flowers. I didn't get a thank you, but money or the lack of is not going to change how I feel about you. I distanced myself because of how the family was acting, because I didn't want to snap on nobody. But I never had a problem with him, because what he did that because that was his loved one. I'm a son, I know how that go. I'm a brother, I know how that go. I know how that go. And I don't put pressure on people when they ain't at that place where they can rightly divide and they side up. It's all good. But understand, I got feelings too. Understand, I done been there too. So I'm not the type of person out here doing the conjure and the mysticism and all that, and then you think because you gave me a couple dollars you own me. Just like I don't feel like I own you, you don't own me. If you want to do it to your natural spirit, your natural father, or your natural mother, don't do it to me. And some of y'all come from dysfunctional family. Because you cuss me like you cuss your mama, I'm going to take your ass up. You disrespect me like you disrespect your dad, it's going to be some problem. Because sometimes I have to tell people, wait a minute, because how y'all get down in y'all family, I don't get down like that. I got aunties and uncles that I still don't disrespect. And I don't agree with some of the stuff they doing. But they can't say, I done disrespected them. And I'm 51 years old, and I take care of me. And I call fire down from heaven. I cast out devils. I call people soul back from the other world. I do all of that. And I still don't. I got cousins right now that I got more respect than some of y'all got for your own biological mother and father. I got a cousin right now. I got more respect for him. More respect than you got for your actual biological mother and father. That's how deep that run with me. I don't know about nobody else. Padrino Michael ain't got to worry about it. We 3 hours away. He ain't got to worry about me because I got it going on and because I'm this and I'm that there to ever betray him. He would have to damage that relationship. And I support my Padrino not just in ceremony. I do things for my Padrino. Just like y'all send me money and support me, I do him the same way. Same way I would be to my natural father, I'm like that with him. Ask any Madrina that I done had, I've always done for them. Just like I would do for my mom, I do for them the same way. Just like I want them to be okay, I make sure they okay too. But a lot of people try to manipulate that and take advantage of that or whatever. But I'm telling you how I am and why I do what I do. Whatever relationship we got here, whatever we done developed here, that's until Jesus can get back here. And if you don't value that, that's sad on you. And if you're willing to tear that up for whatever reason, that's your business. But once we break trust, it's hard to get my trust back. I'm a Sagittarius. My moon in Aries and rise sign Pisces. I won't stand against you. You don't stand against me. And we'll let bygones be bygones. All of them out there talking about Apostle doing something, you lying on me. If I didn't care for my son being in California, but I never did anything to make it hard for him to be in California, I could have shut my son's whole world down if I wanted to. I've never used my magic to make my kids not go somewhere or do something, because I wanted them the freedom of making their own choices. And if I'm not doing it to my natural children, I'm not doing it to my spiritual children. If you don't want to come to church, I'm not going to put nothing down to make you come walk in my church. Could I do it? Absolutely. Do I do it? Don't blame me what I have the capability of doing. Blame me for what I actually done. Stop blaming me for stuff because I have the capacity to do it. That I've never taken them actions. If you sit up in my church and you come to my church there tomorrow, that's your free will. If you don't show up in the next 6 Sundays, I ain't gonna do nothing, no content, no nothing to make you come sit up in my church. Because if you don't want to be there, I don't want your ass there. That's how I function. When you show up on my platform, we coming together out of free will. Because we like what we got going on. And we benefit for what we got benefit. And that's why this is important. Renew your mind. Stop bringing harm. Stop eating. Stop letting white people feel comfortable of throwing that black meat into our den and knowing that we're going to eat that up. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a piece. I don't care if it's a nigga on the street. He ours. Huh? I don't care if she's selling pussy out of both dog legs. She ours. And when she get her mind together, we'll help her. But don't let it be said that all white people, when I say white people, I'm talking about Jewish white, I'm talking about Caribbean white, I'm talking about South African white. Stop letting them feel comfortable. That only thing they got to do is say something wrong, say something negative about one of us, and here we come a pouncing and chewing. Y'all know that Cash App get my attention. Thank you, Demetrius. This is what I'm talking about, men. This is why I have known Demetrius a very short time. But he's been a man. Let me tell y'all something. Demetrius has been a man about, he ain't asked me to do this or nothing. Just understand where I'm coming from as a leader and a father. You ain't got to be rich. But when you see one of our ones going through, do what you can. Because they need us. When I tell you my baby Scorpio, even now that she has her own little bambino, she support when she can. It means something to me when you show that you care about the people that we speaking to on these social media platforms. That's why I make a big deal about Natasha with Chloe or Sister Monique or different ones that done gave. Darius done gave money toward Chloe. You know, that means something to me. Because it's not just about words. It's action. We have to give a damn if nobody else give one. That's why this is important. And when you going through, I'm going to use this same platform, this same arche, to fight for you. That ain't for you to sit around when my turn. But if you support like you support, and I know behind the scene you doing what you're doing, when you get in a situation, don't you worry. I'm going to be daddy. If I got to take off from work, only reason I'm off from work because I'm not feeling that great. And I can't help nobody if I'm not where I need to be. And so I've been drinking my water. I actually ate breakfast this morning with Mother Susan. And a lot of my problem was, even in my reading, that I don't do breakfast. And so all this other power and energy in my body, that means my metabolism is burning up energy fast. So I have to eat more, and I really don't do breakfast. I normally don't eat until after in the evening time. But I can't do that anymore because it's damaging my body. I have to eat. You know, some people got other problems, but that's what I have to. Minister Mario has always made sure I ate, I had this and that. Because sometimes I would go all day and forget I even ate. They be like, Mother Sue will call me, Pastor, did you eat? I was like, I have to literally stop and think, did I eat? And then I start eating and I start feeling better because I be hungry. But I don't necessarily, if I'm doing something for y'all, and that's why she was so upset. She see that a lot of times I'm not even eating. I'm doing this for that person. I'm doing that. Oh, Pastor, did you sleep? Oh, I went to sleep at 2:30, knowing I got to get up at 6. I treat y'all like family. Just like I would walk the floor for my loved ones, I will walk the floor for y'all. And I want you to know it means something to me when y'all support. When you give out of your substance, when you make certain sacrifice. Because I want them to know, don't mess with my platform because you don't know who blessing me so I can do what I'm doing. I remember I got slapped by my grandmother. And I'm going to tell you this story and I'm going to go. My grandma was outside of her store. She had a convenience store. And she was feeding the people. Like she had bought a bunch of fish and stuff. So she was just she wasn't selling it. She was just feeding whoever came up there. and my grandma could really cook, but she was feeding the people, right? And so there was this nigga up there, and I'm her grandson. So he was like, hurry up, I want, like, that's how he was talking, like, hurry. I'm like, nigga, who you? Because I went off. But my grandma hit me. And this is what she told me. I'm going to tell you just like she said, I ain't going to dress it up because we on YouTube. She said, motherfucker, is what she telling me. She said, it's these people out here that helped me do for you. Did you hear me? My grandmother told me when I was young, she said, motherfucker, it's all these people out here what I can do for your ass. And I thought I was defending her, but I really offended her. I want to say this again. I thought I was defending her when I really was offending her. Thank you, Natasha, for the super chat. You don't know who Chief Apostle got to be there for. And you never know when you're going to need the same platform, the same tribe. That's why you do your part when you can. So when you can't, we step in and we step in that gap. We all know that this grieving process is going to be for a while. But right now, she going to get the love she needs. She going to get the support she needs. And she going to get the energy she needs. And I'm going to do a special ceremony for her nephew to make sure I can lift his spirits into a place. And that's because of who she been and who she is to me. She didn't call me by her daughter, and she didn't call me by herself. She was being an auntie. Guys and girls, know the power of being an auntie, being an uncle. I am who I am because of my uncles and aunties, not just my grandmother. It's a beautiful thing, and you ain't got to be rich. You don't have to be rich. You just need to give a damn. Be an auntie, be an uncle, be a father, be a mother. We all play roles in each other's life. And I'm going to be what I can be to Keish first and then to her family to make this as easy as I can on them and do what I do best. And I want our platform to show this young lady that when we say we this tribe, we going to be an example of what a tribe is. And we not going to eat our own. And we not going to allow our own to be eaten. So don't ever think just because you got graveyard work over here and you're part of the 13th circle over here because you took classes. I take that personal. I take that personal. And if somebody come for you, I don't care if you are not initiated in voodoo, I am. They got problems. Don't abuse your relationship and don't let nobody take advantage of you because you have those relationships. Protect us. And I want to say to all of y'all that really support me to allow me to do what I do and to get my healing and get back and strive to where I am. Thank you for giving a damn. Thank you for not thinking about yourself and saying, you know what, Chief, have you had something to drink? Chief, did you do this? You know, because that's most how y'all do. But I want y'all to know why that's significant. What I'm gonna do, Natasha, I'm gonna talk to her, and right now it's just about I want to do a ceremony for him. I got people sending me cash apps because I'm gonna do a ceremony for him, and this is gonna help him transition better. When people, I'm a child of the dead, so that's why Minister Mario accelerating the way he is. So it's stuff that I can do for him. That I got to buy materials and stuff. So I'm gonna still find out from the family, you know. But right now it's fresh. So I always like to give people space, and so when she want to talk to me or she want to deal with me, I'll let her deal with me, and then whatever the family is doing, and stuff like that, you have to be very sensitive because they still it's like, is this really happening? You know what I'm saying? So. It's just a process, so I want to give them that space, but I want them to know that we're here, and whatever we need to do on our behalf, that's what we're going to do. And if the shoe was on other foot, y'all would do it for us. It's the same thing. We're going to teach our people how to, whether you're a Christian, whether you're an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, or non-Christian, we're going to learn and teach each other how to treat our melanated people and how we want the world to know that we give a damn. And she not out here by herself because she was being an auntie. She did that. And I love her more now than I love her before. I love her as a daughter, but I love how she stepped in as a sister and an auntie. That's how you become a good spiritualist. That's how you become a good conjurer, a mystic, or adject. Knowing your role and why it's important. Because that right there, that's not her child. That's her sister's child. But she was doing things because of our relationship to help the process. Y'all need to learn how to respect that. And take care of people that are after God's own heart. Not just chief apostles. If you see a man or woman in your family that you see like they about, my mom got her ways, but when I tell you my mom loyal to her family, and that's above her children. That's what me and my sister problem. But my mother is loyal to her family. Loyal. Even when it hurt her, she loyal. And that's why I, as a son, that's why I be having problems. But I do the same thing. I am loyal to this. I want y'all to understand that. Value these relationships and protect them if you can. Or do your part, or do whatever part you can. Because we need more people out here that when they get in position and power, they're going to go back and restore the land. You ain't going to leave that boy out there talking about you love his daddy like that, and you going to leave him out there lame and worrying about when his next meal come? We ain't doing that. I ain't crowned for nothing, y'all. I'm not crowned for nothing. We going to be all right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Somebody, hold on. Thank you, Bailey, and thank you, Karen O'Brien. I'm coughing, but I feel way better than I felt the last couple of days. Each day I'm feeling better and better, but I bought some Ricolas and stuff like that. So, but I want y'all to know that I thank y'all, and I'm gonna be doing certain things, and I'm getting time because Keisha's actually probably at work, I think. But like I said, thank you. I'm gonna do another live hopefully later on. And but this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is why I'm getting in position. So when things like this happen, I can step in as a spiritual leader, spiritual support, and give them the best option as possible, and to make Bo. I was killing that song last night. But that's what this is about. We don't have to talk about what other people are not doing. We're going to take action ourselves. And we're going to make her feel comfortable and go through, because she's a water sign. Keisha's a water sign. And so me understanding her energy and what's going on, I'm going to surround her, do what I do. But that's why all this stuff is important. This is not just something to make money. This is also about bringing us together and teaching us and retraining us how to think about one another. And when one of us is in a trouble or going through something, I come to y'all and say, listen, this is one of our tribe, XYZ, and I'm never gonna necessarily tell you what all going on. It's just that this situation is a death, and so it is obvious what it is. But if I want to help support somebody, if I ask you for something, I'm gonna play my role too. Just support, because I'm not gonna put people business out here to make you do or whatever. Because if I need to strengthen them, that's what we gonna do. If I need to shield them, that's what we gonna do. If I need to take on a battle for them, that's what we gonna do. If you gonna be here for us, be here for us. If you not, go on about your. There's plenty of other people you go out there faking phony with everybody else. Go out there and play over there. All right. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later on. God bless.